Robert Kardashian Jr., widely known as Rob Kardashian, he's the only brother in the famous Kardashian clan. But with a degree in business from the University of Southern California, he's determined to make his own name. He recently launched Arthur George, a line of high-end colorful socks sold in retail outlets such as Neiman Marcus. I sat down with Rob and his business partner, John Nikesian, to learn more about their strategy and got Rob's true feelings on the ups and downs of being a Kardashian. Welcome, Rob Kardashian.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. A few minutes ago, we saw you sitting in a meeting. You had 5 or 6 people that are your colleagues in this business.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of a role that people don't usually see you in. Universal Hosiery is your partner in this company.
Jonathan, who's Armenian, I'm Armenian. It's almost like a family. It was just a really good fit. He runs the manufacturing facility, and we just kind of we're on the same page from the beginning, and I get full control with designs. It was like a very mutual partnership. So I'm like more than happy to be able to kind of go over every design, be in the warehouse, talk to all the designers, and kind of just be involved with the process. Just like, it wasn't just something I stamped my name on and I'm just trying to make some money like that. It's something I'm very passionate about.
Why socks?
Just something that I've always was big on. Play basketball, always had crazy little street socks, or I would even wear dress socks to hoop in. I feel like nowadays, it's a different generation. I mean, you go into Foot Locker and it's a rainbow room of socks and shorts and shirts, and back in the day it was just black and white. Their colors are Foot Lockers, black and white. So that's everywhere. Now all these streetwear companies, they're all doing sublimation and crazy prints and this and that. It's a whole new era, a whole new generation of kids.
So now, as you go forward with this company, who are your partners and your retail partners? Neiman Marcus?
Neiman Marcus, big success. It was one of the top launches for them. We're one of the tops in the accessory department still. We've only been out for 10 months now, so we're moving in the right direction. We're in Bloomies, we're in Tradition, a streetwear shop, we're in Sweet XO. My boy just opened up a shop 2020 in the Valley, Kitson. And we're gonna go in the right direction to get in some other accounts, but we're online, agsocks.com. So online nowadays, obviously, is a big hit. So especially with our family, our social media.
Yeah.
We got 60 million followers within our whole family combined. So.
And you cross promote.
And we cross promote. We support each other, friends, family. We're very, very big on supporting each other. So.
How did you come up with the name?
Arthur George. Arthur's my middle name. George is my dad's middle name. And just kind of wanted to do something where you don't just see Kardashian everywhere. I mean, it's my thing. I don't want anyone to associate it with anybody else in my family. And I feel like it has more longevity in that sense. You're not just like, oh, the Kardashian, this show after show after show. Everybody kind of gets oversaturated with things nowadays.
Even on the show, you can see that you're constantly fighting for your identity, to have your own.
Yeah, I'm very big on doing my own thing, I don't really want to get into that world necessarily, but obviously I'm very appreciative of what we have going on. It's a great platform, and trying to just use what we got and make the best of it.
I talk to a lot of celebrities, mainly about the business and the branding of what they do. A lot of people don't really understand your family. There's a fascination with your family, but a lot of people say your family doesn't do anything.
Right.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to explain. What do you do, and what is your job?
Literally, my job is I make socks. That's all I do. I don't necessarily care about the show. I would rather film me doing what I do, than being around my family. But thank God I have that opportunity to be with my family and work with my family. Not everybody even gets to live with their own family, because they got to go to LA or New York or wherever to work and find a job and leave their family back home. But every day I get to work with my family if I want to. And I'm all about family. That's how I was raised. We all got each other's backs, and thank God I have the opportunity to do what I love, which is my family, and work on a business and try and make it the best that it could be. So
it really is an incredible platform that you have with the show in itself. And then I noticed there's a lot of product placement in the show. But do people understand your job in terms of a business? Because I know your sisters, they're into fashion.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they really wanted to do. And your mom told me that she started the show because of that, because she wanted you guys to get into.
Right. Well, I don't know what their goals are at the end of the day. Obviously, they love fashion. They've always been involved in that world. My sister Courtney started a children's boutique to follow after my grandma's lead, because that's what she does. And so and then they opened up stores, and it got into this and this and that, and that's what they love to do. I love fashion too. I'm surrounded by women my whole life, so obviously I love
you
fashion.
And Scott, man, I feel sorry for you sometimes.
You should, but you got to branch off someday. But I do like to do my own thing and just kind of focus on what I love. And if people accept it, they accept it. If they don't, they don't. Like,
how much time do you spend on this?
The socks? Every day is a process. If I'm, working out and I see a cool, let's say, tree, and I'm running down the road, I'll keep that in my head, or take a picture. Or I'm in a restaurant and I see a pattern on a wall, take a picture of that, you put it right on your socks. The design process never stops. That's the best part. Once you iron out all the packaging and like the lengths and the materials, which we're still to this day ironing out things that we've only been a company for 10 months, and this is my first time doing this industry. So it's just a process that really never stops.
You seem to know what you're doing too. What's your background? How did you learn about this in business?
Well, I went to USC Business School, so we got a lot of.
You graduated?
I graduated from the Marshall, USC, University of Southern Cal, go Trojans. And then I just I started a skincare company when I graduated with a partner of mine, and started from the bottom, had to formulate the whole thing. It was a very good learning experience, and kind of just wasn't the right fit. And socks and clothing is something that I'm very passionate about, and just kind of jumped into it.
So from that first business, if things didn't go as well with that, what did you learn that helps you in this one?
I mean, I literally learned the ins and outs of creating a line and how many months it takes to start
what
something.
went wrong that you can apply to this?
I mean, the team, who I was working with, my partner, the collaboration, and just being able to vibe in the right way and having good energy. I'm very big on good energy and surrounding the right people around you. And Jonathan, my partner, is just we're both Armenian. It's like a family vibe. So, and like I said, I'm all about family. So this fit was it's easy. It's not like I'm scared. I get all control to do everything I want to do, and he does the same. So it's 50-50, and it's just a very great fit for me.
I wanted to come out here and interview you because I feel like you're kind of played down a little bit. But
when
really,
you're surrounded by a bunch of controlling women.
But you're the most educated person in the family in terms of business.
Right, yeah. Not a lot of, there's only, my sister Courtney was the only one, including my mother and all the girls that graduated from college. She was jumping around, transferring and partying and figuring out her life at the same time. But it was definitely hard because we were, it was a big learning experience. My father just passed away. His dream was for me to go to USC and get a great education. And thank God I was fortunate enough to get in there and, get good grades to make myself get into that college, and I did. And that was like the biggest accomplishment of my life to begin with.
Do people know that about you?
Some people who know me, yeah. They definitely, especially obviously my family. My dad was just, super big on education and family and hard work.
And of course, your father was Robert Kardashian Sr.
Yes, sir.
Who was the lawyer who a lot of people remember from the O.J. Simpson trial.
He also was a crazy entrepreneur and had crazy businesses, and in a positive way. And it's just, I had 15 years with him, and it was like the best learning experience.
What did you learn about business from him?
From taking $20 every week and just putting it away, saving money. Look what's going to happen in a year when you take that $20 every week, put it away, hide it in your bank, wherever. Put it in the backyard and in the grass. No, but he just taught me so much, and I wish obviously I still had him to this day to see, look what's going on. I mean, no, he's up there, but just to get his real advice and help me and everything. He was such a powerful man and such a great entrepreneur. I mean, I wish I could learn more at this age and this time of my life from him. But I learned so much, and I'm so fortunate. Some people don't even have a father. So to have 15 years with my father, it was more than enough.
What other kinds of businesses did your dad have?
He started R&R. I don't know if you heard it. It's it's the equivalent to Billboard.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the music industry.
He started that.
Yeah, he started that with his partner, sold that. And then he started this company called Movie Tunes, where before there was kind of, advertisements before the movie started. It was just music. So he put music in throughout every movie theater. Like, that was his thing. Before the movie starts, you hear the music, and that was his company.
Well, that's a big business.
It's a very big business.
Because you get paid for that.
And that was before, and the artists pay him to put their music in. This was before, like, everything.
Somebody in your family has a really good sense of what the market wants. Even if everybody in the market doesn't like you, they still watch your show. So do you think that you have that? Is that you know what the market wants in terms of socks?
I believe I do. I mean,
and where do you get it from?
I have so many athletes, for instance, that are my friends that come over that wear my socks. And they're like, yo, like I work out in these things, da-da-da. You should do athletic socks. So we're about to do athletic socks, for instance. But I already and we're doing kids socks and women's socks and all kinds of stuff. And
so you have free advertisement from from huge celebrities that wear your socks?
If we want to go that route, which we will in the future. But at the same time, I don't want to oversaturate everything and everybody. But it's a great opportunity I'm in, and I just, in my opinion, whatever my opinion is, that's my opinion, and I'm going to go on with it. I'm not going to say, oh, these people are doing this type of pattern or this sock, and we need to cater just like they do. Whatever we do, we're going to work with, and I feel like it's going to be a success. And I feel like I do have a good intuition on what's current, what the new generation likes and doesn't like. Like, for instance, sublimation is literally, you take a high-res image of your whole body, let's say your face, you can literally put that on a sock. And that's kind of what's current right now. And so, we're about to do a whole thing on that end. But my point is, it's just the generation keeps going. And now the sock industry, just the accessory industry in general, is just going in a place where it's never been before. It was just crew socks, white and black. That's all Foot Locker, like I said, sold. And now it's everything. So.
Okay, so you know the market. How do you research it?
I have lots of friends there's streetwear companies nowadays that are making ridiculous amount of money annually. Their number one seller is socks, and they sell everything streetwear. These kids wait in line Saturday, lines down the streets on Fairfax, and Diamonds and Hundreds and Crooks. These are streetwear brands that are killing it right now, and their number one seller, which most people don't know, are socks. And then, they only sell a couple of them, only have a few designs and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the industry's just different now. What
are the key points of your marketing plan for this? I mean, I know social media. How do you use social media to promote socks?
Right. We are working on taking it to another level because social media is everything. And I feel like we don't take advantage of it as much as we should because, like I said, this is me. I'm more like closed off. I don't like to oversaturate everyone with the Kardashian brand. And I have to.
Why?
Because I'm just very big on doing things on my own. I've been that way since, even if my mom wanted to take me school shopping to get a pair of shoes for school, I wouldn't even allow her to my whole life, even to this day, because I don't feel comfortable with someone doing something for me. And I was the only guy living with my dad, and I obviously was an only boy. So it was kind of like him and I had that time before he passed. I lived with him for like a full year. I moved out of my mom's house. We split time, and I just said I want to live a year with my dad. And I mean, that was like a sign from God I got to spend a year with my dad right before he passed away. And I feel like I just learned just to try and be independent.
It also seems like it's a way to kind of insulate yourself for the time that the name may not have the brand equity that it used to, because as you know, you can have a good run of 5 or 6 years. You're lucky to do that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe 10 years from now, your family's name will not be what it is today.
Oh yeah, I'm very aware, and we're very fortunate in our position. Not every show, a reality show, lasts as long as ours did. We're about to film our 9th season or something like that. That's next month. That's ridiculous. I mean, we're always filming. It doesn't stop. So very fortunate, and I understand things don't always last, which is why I chose the name Arthur George, because Kardashian is whatever people want to associate it with. I could care less. I'm about myself and my brand and building that, and I'm very confident in that.
But building his brand on reality TV has come at a cost. He has to fight for every bit of privacy and independence that he gets. The paparazzi, in a way, they helped make your family, but at the same time, that must be crazy.
It's insane.
What is it like?
I was just chased by a helicopter last week. No lie, the things they do is crazy. And that's just I'm not going to go into details, but that's just a very short story. These people literally are crazy and will do anything even if we're driving the speed limit in a one lane, just trying to go to a house, they're still trying just do. It's just a whole world that I'm not a fan of. Like I'm not into that world. I don't try, and I don't want to ever be around that. And it's hard when you're kind of in that world and you kind of just forced into it and you kind of can't do anything about it.
If you could take it all away and just start a sock company without the benefit of a #1 show on television, would you do that, or do you think it would be a lot harder?
It definitely would be harder, but at the end of the day, we've always had the relationships that we've had in terms of the right business people we know, and I know, and my dad raised me around, and my connections and my uncles, and just, it's a business. I went to business school not just because. I went to because I was kind of born into that, and I knew that was my job, is to do what my dad told me to do. And that's just the life that I would have taken anyways. It might not have been, obviously it would take a little bit longer to get it to a point where it is now, but we've only been out 10 months and we're still growing. So it's not even to where I see it yet.
Over the years, I've watched you guys start to compartmentalize and start to feel like we want some privacy. I mean,
well, it's hard when you got all these crazy people making up crazy stories and also just trying to be in your life in a negative way. If it was all positive, oh yeah, I'm sure nobody would care.
Are you starting to feel like you don't want to show your struggles?
No.
Your brother-in-law struggle, Lamar, right now. If that were on TV, that would be crazy. I mean, the ratings would be through the roof.
Those struggles is just what people are believing or creating stories on.
Okay.
So that's something I don't want to get into because it's just negative.
The world is changing. The thing I like about your family is that you understand that. You don't resist it. And you have friends of all backgrounds.
Right.
Your sisters are married to black guys. I mean, you guys are not necessarily closed off from the rest of the world and the changing world and the consumer reality.
And people don't accept, though, in a lot of parts of the world still, obviously, people don't accept cross-cultural dating. And obviously, that is something that we voice very heavily on our show. Obviously, my sister's with the black guy, so-and-so's with this type of guy. It could be a million different scenarios, but we definitely support the new era. I mean, that's just, you can't knock love, first of all. Second of all, the world doesn't really accept cross-cultural dating in a lot of parts. So to make it more acceptable and to be a voice to that, I mean, I support that, obviously.
Is it easier for you, because you're an LA kid, you're immersed in the music, in the culture that really kind of sets the tone and the agenda for the rest of the nation?
Right.
Does that help you in business?
Yeah,
in terms of your judgment?
Yeah, it does.
So what is your goal? I mean, do you want to get out of, it seems like to some extent you want to get out
well, like you said,
the reality world.
Right. Well, like you said earlier, and like I already know, that it doesn't last forever. We've been in a very fortunate and appreciative place to have it been this long. And so at the end of the day, it's not going to be here forever. We're going to get out of that world. I think we slowly are, but that's just that's not my life. My sisters and my mom and all them, that's more of their life.
What about in your life?
Yeah.
I know it's a cliche question to say, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years? But are you kind of going to be doing the sock business and all these other businesses? What will it be?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple other businesses that I work on with some of my friends from back in the day in different industries, but the sock business right now to me is my full attention, and I want to take it to the next level, and that's all I want to work on.
John Akizian is the founder of Universal Hosiery, the maker of Arthur George socks. Under the licensing deal with the company, Kardashian gets a set percentage of the sales of the socks. The company declined to disclose the exact percentage it negotiated with Kardashian, but most celebrities typically get between 3 and 5% from such deals, while the biggest stars can get as much as 10% and stock in the company in exchange for their endorsement. The company sells the socks for about $30 a pair, but Akizian said their goal is to do some product spin-offs that could also break them into stores at lower price points. Akizian said he realizes that entering any celebrity endorsement arrangement involves risk. He said he teamed up with Kardashian because he believed that Kardashian would leverage his name and invest the time needed to effectively market the socks. A lot of times when I talk to CEOs who've partnered with celebrities, there's always that concern that this person could go out and get a DUI, or this person could get in some kind of trouble, and then that ripples down and affects the business. Do you worry about that ever?
In the beginning, I did, but when I got to know him, I realized what a stable guy he really is. He won't go out and do any of that, and he won't get into trouble. I mean, he's got business at heart, and he really wants to make this happen.
What keeps you up at night right now? Because any entrepreneur has that nagging thing that they worry about in the back. What if this or that goes wrong? What is your issue?
My biggest thing is, where are we going to take it next? We have so many different avenues that are like open to us, and we're trying to actually find a way and say, where are we going to take this brand next? And it's been great as a luxury brand, but like I said, we want to take it a little bit more mainstream department store, so that we can actually get it into more, get it really on more people.
It's been a tough run early, but is that because it's more of a startup brand?
It's more of a startup brand, and I think as a startup brand, we're very thankful of where we're at. Nobody really starts off at this level and this high, but having done that, now we have the option to actually bring it down or really take it to wherever we like.
Kardashian hopes that success with Arthur George will eventually help him break into other businesses. What other businesses do you want to get into?
Have a production company with signing musicians, unsigned musicians, and producers and writers.
That's a tough business, man.
It is, but my
business.
dad pretty much was involved with that side, and it's not even it's more of the managing, the producers, the writers, the unsigned artists, because my best friend, he's a producer, and then we have a writer. We have like a whole team, and they own the House of Blues Studios, which is in their house. It's just a good little setup, and it's something I'm just involved with. Music's always around. A production company is something I've always wanted to start with. Sports agency even. It was kind of a whole thing.
Why? I mean, isn't that outside of your expertise? I mean,
yes
you
and no.
pulling the Jay-Z on me now?
No, not yet. But no, but I'm young, and if my mindset's like this right now, I'm trying to be. You got to be hungry.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I've always kind of just wanted to do.
One point you tweeted that you were going to law school, and then UFC came out and said, no, he's not. He never even applied to law school. Why did you do that, and do you think that could be in your future?
I wanted to go to law school. I did Dance with the Stars, and Nancy Grace was on it. And
You were second on, you did well on the show.
No, I did. Yeah, I did. I was surprising, but I did well. But Nancy Grace, I kind of got to talk to her a lot, and she was like, you really should have went to law school, because my dad went to law school, and it was something that I wanted to do, but I ended up taking like a year off, and like I kind of missed that boat. All my buddies took the test together, studied together, got in, passed the bar, all that stuff.
You think?
And I kind of missed that boat.
You think it's too late?
It's never too late, but I feel like my mind right now is trying to really get this in place.
Because that's a 3-year commitment.
It's a 3-year commitment, and I need to study.
I'm just curious, why did you tweet that you were going to law school?
Oh, because I was about to go to law school.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I never said I got into USC or I applied, but if I were to go to law school, USC would 100% be my number one option, because I went my undergrad there.
Law school or not, Kardashian has learned plenty from his entrepreneurial family. What have you learned from Mom? From Kris?
Just about being a true entrepreneur. It's kind of tough though. She's a woman. She doesn't necessarily know how to raise a boy, a man. That's not her forte. I was with my dad. He raised me. She obviously is doing an amazing job. She gives me great advice. She gives me, everything's super positive with her, and she's always got my back and there for me. But think about it. She got so many kids, and she's nonstop busy. And it's just different when she has all women around her.
Yeah.
It's just a different way. She doesn't necessarily know how, it's not that father-son relationship.
Well, how could she be different in grooming you as a businessman?
It's just not the same with my dad and her. They're two different, they're very smart business people, but it's just different. I respect her a lot. A lot of people do in the business world. She's definitely done a great thing, but it's just different. I have a relationship with my father, and I learned so much from him in my time that I just view him as my.
I can tell you miss him.
That's my mentor. Okay. That's my boy.
What does Bruce and the rest of the family, what do they think about your sock company and what you're doing?
Oh, they love it. Bruce he does his thing. He's a guy. He has his own world in his head, and that's him. I don't look for anyone to congratulate me or to say, oh, give me opinions and feedback. But they all do in a very supportive way, and I'm very, very thankful, as family members should. But we all kind of have our own we all do our own thing and have our own things we love and just all focus on. We all got to have our me time too.
Yeah.
Especially when you're surrounded by so many people all throughout the day, filming and just whatnot. So I'm really big on just kind of trying to figure it all out my own.
Yeah, it's funny because even with Bruce on the show, I mean, this guy is a Olympic medalist.
Right.
What, 7 times over, or I don't know how many events he won?
He won. It's called the decathlon. It's 10 events.
It's like nobody
You're considered the world's greatest athlete when you win that event.
So Bruce is the world's greatest athlete, but it's almost like in your household, it's not even acknowledged.
The women control. That's how it is.
It's like, yeah, Bruce,
you gotta
whatever,
accept,
dude.
You got to just accept it and just, he knows at the end of the day. I mean, you got to know you're the man. You can't just, but that's just how it's kind of always been. And I mean, it's all, you just got to kind of accept it, and that's your woman at the end of the day.
Well, you have shown, I think, in this interview that you have a plan, you have an agenda, and you continue to grow it. What do you want people to know about Rob Kardashian?
Honestly, whatever they want to know and whatever they want to believe and whatever they want to say, it's all good with me. I'm very big on what I'm doing right now, and this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this and my fitness and health, and the rest will follow. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm just very big on just go with the flow. I'm very, laid back. So, and I'm very thankful to be here. And so,
congratulations,
yeah.
man.
Thank you.
Keep me posted on what you're doing, okay?
Thank you.
We're going to watch your company as you continue to
we're going to get you some better socks.
Try to grow it. And with Rob Kardashian, I'm Lee Hawkins. See you next time.
If the shows are here in 5 years, our passion, before the TV shows were our stores and our passion for fashion. And after the TV shows, that's still going to be our passion.
As the show grew, the girls' fashion expertise grew, their entrepreneurial skills grew. We were shooting a show, but the show was only the half of it. I mean, the girls wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and hit the ground running.